Speed. Margaret.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Welcome to That Tracks Podcast.
We got to start again because I was doing this.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Welcome to That Tracks Podcast.
No, you got to do it again.
Why?
I'm scared. Okay, go ahead. Just
let it happen.
Okay, good.
You're
good.
good. Just be you.
Good.
What? This is all going in.
Perfect.
Welcome to That
No!
Tracks. Oh my God.
You're just going without looking. Okay, let's go.
I have to look at the people.
Let's go. Here we go.
This is not going to go well.
Good. I'm so sorry. I'm scared because I feel like I'm looking into the eyes.
Of thousands. They're watching. Okay, ready? For real.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Quiet on set. Quiet.
Oh God. we're
Quiet on
so
that.
screwed. Get her out. Who let her in?
I can see the circle in my eyeballs. It's going to be burned in. It's like the sun. I have to stare at the sun.
This is too much.
Good. I'm so sorry if I get too loud.
No, it's fine. Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to say, welcome to
No.
That Tracks Podcast.
Okay. I
And
say
that
we do it together.
No, I have to. 'cause
Welcome.
I have to say,
Oh,
like,
you have to
what
do
they're.
an intro.
We have like a bit that we do every time.
Okay.
Okay.
I just can't. Okay, go ahead. I just don't know where to look.
You can look at the camera and smile. It's fine. Once we
ahead.
start conversing,
Just
we'll
go
just be
ahead.
talking. Okay.
Welcome to That Tracks Podcast. I'm your host, Nick Foster.
All right, we're going to go for real. Welcome to That Tracks Podcast.
I couldn't pee. Okay, good.
We're never going to get through
Yeah.
the intro.
We got it.
It's the most simple thing in the world.
Good.
Okay. Welcome to That Tracks Podcast, a podcast where, I'm not going to lie, we are just going to be laughing the entire time because that's exactly how we have started already. So I told you all last week that Tim wasn't going to be with us this week. Tim is, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, but Tim is currently on a cruise. So kudos to him and the family. They are cruising the high seas.
I wish I was on a cruise.
Yeah, me too. I wish I was there. But good news, sorry.
I wish I was there. Not with you right now.
No, the good news is that I told you that I was going to bring a special guest on, and I brought my good friend, Allison.
Hello.
Allison, you may know, for those of you who are just like in the Disney creator verse, Allison is MagicandWishes on Instagram and TikTok and all of the things. But Allison and I go way back. We go back before the Disney creator space even existed.
Back to the dinosaurs.
Way back in the day. So Allison, well, also this is a different like recording space. We're sitting in my living room. So welcome to my home, everyone. Normally, if I am
Look at these curtains.
beautiful white curtains.
Pumpkins.
If we are recording usually from the house, I'm usually via Zoom and I'm usually sitting in the office. But we're just like, it's been cool out in Florida the last couple of days, and we're just going for like the cozy vibes right now. So
Super cozy.
but yeah, so Allison and I have known each other for a long time. Actually, it's been like,
I think 13 years.
yeah, I was gonna say almost 15 years. We're getting old.
No. Don't like that. Don't like that.
But we started working together at Starbucks. I was working on my master's degree. A lot of people don't know that, but I have a master's in business administration. I was working full-time essentially at Starbucks. You were never allowed to be like a full-time employee, but
I don't know what I was working.
Oh,
I don't remember none of it. It was a traumatic time.
It was very intense. It was very stressful. I don't think it was like actually that stressful, but for us at that time in our lives, it was stressful.
Very stressed.
Yeah, for sure. We
he was fine.
yeah, no, but we started at Starbucks, and I think you started as a supervisor, correct?
No,
Oh.
I moved my way up.
Yeah, so did I. We climbed the ropes. We were supervisors together. At one point, you were my supervisor.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
I
And,
had a list.
oh yeah, the infamous
nighttime
list.
ritual.
Yes. So my shifts were weird when I worked at Starbucks because sometimes I would open in the mornings and then other times I would close. And that's because I was in school and my class schedule was weird because grad school schedules were off.
That's normally how it goes.
Yeah. but you would do closing like all the time.
Yeah, I was a closer.
Yeah.
I didn't want to wake up in the morning.
And we were in what they called like a cafe store here in Lakeland. So Allison,
I didn't even know that's what we called it.
yeah, you're from
Ooh.
Lakeland. You
Yes,
grew up
I
here. And I was in school here in Lakeland. And so the Starbucks that we were at was called a cafe store. And what that means is it didn't have a drive-through, which we were all very thankful for.
Yeah, I honestly could never handle
I
a
don't-
drive-through. I was scared too. So when you work at Starbucks, you could work at other locations, and so sometimes I would pick up for like an additional money, right?
Yeah.
And I would be so scared that I would go to a drive-through store and have to work the drive-through. So
Yeah.
I would try to do everything I could
To
to
not
not,
do that.
work the drive-through.
Yeah, because we all-
it's scary.
Oh,
You
I don't
have
know
to
how
be
people do it.
on,
Yeah,
like
like-
you got to be doing everything. I like commend anyone
too.
who works within like any type of food service or anything like that, because it is so it can be so stressful.
Yeah.
And no one's nice, and it's
No.
just scary.
Well, and people like legitimately were, well, first of all, yes, with the drive-through, I also don't understand how they just walk around and like have someone speaking in their ear that whole time.
No,
I couldn't do it. We were like, we had to focus on like the task at hand, which was usually Allison's list. She would come in.
My gosh.
Yeah, this is real though. You would come in, you would have your list. You would
it was
just,
time to close.
yeah, and
6 p.m.
it was like
Let's do
routine,
this.
and we had to like it was like get into shape, boys. Like you were like.
But I felt like it was fun because guess
No,
what?
we had a great time.
11 o'clock came around. We closed at 12.
Yeah.
And guess what? You didn't have to do anything for the last hour.
No, and it was-
then you could count your money, get on out of there. That's the goal.
The goal was that as soon as we like the store closed and we like locked those doors, that we were going to be able to like get out of there as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But also you were saying some people are not nice. I truly believe that like I've worked in banking before, and I've worked a lot of different jobs, but
I feel like I've been everywhere.
yeah, me too. But Starbucks truly, like when it comes to people and their caffeine, they are serious about it.
Yeah.
And like there would be some people that were just like not nice. Like
I know. I had someone throw a sandwich at me. It was in my first 2 weeks, and I didn't know where the green tea was.
they threw it at you. You didn't know where the green tea was, and they threw their
It was
sandwich.
hidden in the back, and I didn't know where it was. It hadn't been restocked, and I didn't know what was going on. I'm trying to find the green tea, and I had made the sandwich, so I'm like, here you go. Here's the sandwich. I'll be
just
right back. I got your green tea, because all you have to do is add the hot water.
Right.
That's not a difficult thing. And so they just got very upset, and I felt so bad. It was like my first 2 weeks ever working
Ew.
there, and I just felt so terrible.
I don't think you should feel bad. I think that they should feel bad. Like,
Well, no one should be throwing food.
no, that's disgusting.
you
That's
know.
gross behavior.
You
Ugh.
know, but I still was like, I should
Yeah.
have known better.
Do you remember I remember still like how to make drinks at Starbucks.
Yeah,
like
I
in
remember everything.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah, absolutely.
4, 5, 6.
Everything.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, 3, 4, 5, and 4, 5, 6 are like the number of pumps that you put into each of the drinks. So like tall, grande, venti.
All have different amounts that you put in.
Yeah, and when I say pumps, I mean like whatever syrup you want inside of your beverage.
Yeah.
But it sticks into your brain, and I could probably be asked to go like get behind the bar at a Starbucks and start making drinks, and I feel like I'm confident that I could do it. Truly though, like I remember
There
how
was
to
a hair flip moment.
I remember how to like steam the milk.
Yeah.
I
mean-
hated during the holidays. They had at one time, I don't think it exists anymore, but they had eggnog lattes. Steaming the eggnog was the worst thing in the world. It sounded
was just very
absolutely
thick.
awful. Yeah. Also, we are filming in the living room, so for those of you who are watching on YouTube, you never know when one of our dogs could show up. So
Which is never a bad thing.
Never.
We love a dog. This is a dog podcast. I didn't know
We're
if
just
you
going
knew.
to talk about dogs
but
now. But yeah, one of them
Theme parks, get them out of here. It's time for dogs.
We're tracking dogs now. So anything could happen here in the Foster household. But anyways, Starbucks was a great time. I never liked working behind the bar. I always liked working the register. For those of you
Don't
who
make me talk to people.
yeah, well, for those
I'm
of you
here to make some drinks and get them over to you. No, I love talking to everybody. But,
yeah, but you like enjoyed being like more task oriented.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved the register because I could talk to everybody.
Yeah.
That's a well-known thing on
Yeah.
that tracks
Well,
that like
we know.
Nick likes to talk.
Can't get this one to shut up.
No, truly. I mean, like you guys say it sometimes in the comments. Nick never shuts up, and it's true. Like I do talk a lot, but you know that's who I am,
What
and
can you do?
I'm not ashamed of it. But anyway, so yeah, we go way back to Starbucks, and this was like Francie and I had like we were dating. I wouldn't say we had just gotten engaged. And I was living down here. She was living back home with her parents. So we were long distance. And really, like, that's what I did. I, like, worked. I went to class. I wrote papers. And then I worked as much as I could at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Black Friday were, like, one of the worst things ever. Because it was, like...
It's something I'll never forget.
Yeah, they would do...
It's a day I'll never forget.
Well, first, like, everybody is out and about on Black Friday shopping. And then... Starbucks decided the year that I worked. How many years did you work at Starbucks? Did you work there for multiple years?
Yeah.
Mine was not.
At least 2.
Okay.
At least 2.
I wasn't
Maybe
even.
like 2.5.
I wasn't even a full year. I just worked there for like.
I felt like you worked there.
I
For a
know.
long time.
Felt like 10 it's been 84 years.
It took some years of my life.
It really
that's
did
for
feel like
sure.
it did sometimes. Because of things like Black Friday.
I did learn a lot though.
Me too.
I feel like every job you kind of like take a little piece.
Yeah.
You know?
It
and
shapes you
learn
into like it
who you are.
builds you into your like professional career.
Sure.
Yeah, I learned. I mean, you really truly learn a lot when it comes to customer service when you're serving people dirt water. So
Dirt water.
it's truly what it is. Like
It's bean water to you.
tea, though, dirt water.
Yeah, no, I don't do. I don't do tea.
But we had a lot of fun getting crafty with our drinks as well.
Yeah, well, so I don't know if they do it anymore, but they used to have little tiny versions of the venti cups, and we could make miniature versions of frappuccinos,
Yeah.
and they looked like little tiny
Yeah,
frappuccinos.
and we would like sample them.
Well, yeah, but it was just really fun to make a mini
Yeah.
frappuccino.
Yeah.
It's cute.
But frappuccinos were my least favorite thing to make.
Eh,
Time consuming.
eh.
When they would do BOGO, like frappuccino or frappuccino happy hour, whatever it was called,
Yeah,
the worst. Also,
that was a time.
I wasn't like a Starbucks snob like this, so it didn't bother me. But people would get this way when you would walk in and be like, "Can I get a frappe?" People would be annoyed by that. Some Starbucks employees.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't either.
I feel like just let me know what you want, and I will get it for you, and it'll be delicious.
Delicious.
Mwah.
But we did have regular customers too, and this is where like customer service comes into handy. Like you learn a lot when it comes to this, where these regular customers would order the same thing every time, like they just had their drink.
Oh yeah, you just knew exactly when they walked up. You knew exactly what they would want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so, but that was fun. I loved being able to deliver that level of customer service.
Yeah.
And I did. I built a lot of relationships with those people, so much so that like
I still see people walking around. I'm like, they
Yeah.
came into Starbucks.
True.
like, every day.
Literally like I saw one of our like previous like regular customers at Publix, and I looked at her and I was like, in my brain, but also not in my brain. In my brain, I was like, I'll get there. Triple mocha frappuccino with like 8 pumps of mocha. I saw her and I thought that, and then I was like, in typical Nick fashion, I literally walked up to her and I was like, "Ma'am." I was like, "Do you order a triple mocha frappuccino or a venti mocha frappuccino with 8 pumps of chocolate?" And she looked at me like, "Yes." And then I was like,
Sir.
"Yeah." She's like, "Excuse you."
Not in the public.
Yeah, not in the Publix aisle, please. But yeah, we talked for a while, and I said, "I know that's super random, but I used to work at Starbucks, and you were one of the regular customers." And she was like, "How do you remember that?" But it does. Like some of their drinks like stick with you.
Yeah.
Fun fact for all of the baseball fans out there: one of our regular customers during baseball season was Justin Verlander. Yes, because he played for Detroit, and Detroit has their spring training in Lakeland every year. And so he would drive like the nicest cars, and when you'd see them pull up in the parking lot, he'd get a venti.
Oh, I remember.
Wasn't it a non-fat?
No, it was a grande white mocha, non-fat, no whipped cream.
Yeah.
And sometimes he would get like an additional, like an espresso shot.
Yeah,
But
extra shot of espresso.
Not always, but
no,
sometimes.
it changed it up. But then his
Ugh.
girlfriend, I don't know if they're
shouldn't remember
still
these
together
things.
or not. I don't know. I think they maybe, not sure. They might have had a child together. We do have a studio audience that is verifying.
Studio
that.
audience, verify.
Fact check.
Everyone,
Fact checking.
everyone.
Allison's boyfriend Daniel is here, and Francie's in the background. Wife. Okay, they did get married.
Married.
Yeah,
That's so
congrats
cool.
to them. Wow, her name just went out of my brain.
Kate
Upton.
Upton.
Kate Upton was.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, I knew that they had a child together. So, anyways, Kate Upton would be down visiting with Justin during spring training. She would get a venti, non-fat caramel macchiato.
Camel macchiato?
Caramel macchiato.
Camel. She'd get a camel macchiato.
But it's true. Like, I remember these things so distinctly and so well. Anyways, so Allison and I met during our season of life working at Starbucks. And then we stayed in contact. I left, got married, lived up in the Panhandle. And then you stayed working there for a period of time. But then you eventually left.
Yeah.
And then, and we'll get into more of this. I'll let you share more of your story of like why you do Magic and Wishes.
Oh, sure.
But you ended up working in the theme park space after, not long after Starbucks, right?
Yeah, so,
Tell us your story.
sit down and prepare. Hold on, I gotta think.
Did you go from Starbucks, because then you eventually worked at Busch Gardens.
Yes, so I ended up working at Fat Maggie's. It was a local barbecue, like mom and pop spot. Delicious food. Unfortunately, isn't open anymore, but they do also offer like different food sometimes at like, the farmers market.
I think they do
stuff,
catering.
which they're amazing.
Yeah.
But I ended up going over and auditioning at Busch Gardens because I love Busch Gardens very much. It's my heart and soul park. Grew up going to Busch Gardens all the time, and auditioned and got into the Spritzer Squad my first year.
Wow.
Which was atmospheric performance. So I did a lot of performing with guests and playing and singing and playing games. And pretty much what the Spritzer Squad did was they cooled everyone down with water misters in really crazy fun outfits. And it was just a good time. And it's one of the best jobs that I've ever had. I grew so much in that time. I was there for about 5 years. Yeah. And I honestly never would have left. If I could have stayed there, I would have worked my way up. I wanted to be VP of entertainment. I still, like, my goal in life is to win the lottery. And I want to buy into the shareholders and become like a main shareholder so I can take care of
like at Busch Gardens.
Yeah. Yes, I want to own it. And then I can just make all my dreams come true. Yeah. I just care so much about Busch Gardens, so much. And like I just absolutely loved working there, and I had so much fun, and ended up, getting more into all of the different things. Worked Hallow Scream, and I went into stage management and did all kinds of stuff.
That's awesome.
I loved it. It's the best.
Did you grow up going to Busch Gardens a lot too?
Oh yeah, it was like every weekend. Yeah. And then as you got older, in high school, we got my sister and I got Universal passes. Okay. And so we would go to Universal on the weekends, and then when I was able to purchase my own Disney pass on my own after like working, I finally was able to get one. And then we started going to Walt Disney World more often, but we grew up going to Disney like for birthdays. Yeah. It's like expensive even when we were younger. Oh, so it was one of those things where like you would go on a special occasion. Yeah. Until you got a pass.
But that's like a normal part of life. I feel like for kids who grew up here in Central Florida. I grew up not far from Tampa as well. Busch Gardens was like my like home park.
100%.
For
it's
sure.
My heart and soul for sure.
Yeah, like in high school, like that's what we did on the weekends. We would go to Busch Gardens. Yeah. But Disney I grew up going to as well, and like I feel like for most kids that grow up in Central Florida, like those parks are just so accessible to you. So you just like they're just like a normal part of your life.
Yeah. It's a total privilege to have.
1,000%. And like Luke and Ethan are getting to experience that life now. Like they just know these parks. But because I feel like a lot, and this is probably a lot of kids that grew up in Central Florida can relate to this, that did experience the parks often, you develop a love and a passion for them. But I think like furthermore, you develop a love and a passion for like helping other people experience the parks.
Yeah, sure.
And like watching other people experience it because it's
my favorite thing is like to be the tour guide of life. You know what I mean? Like if I bring my friends to Lakeland, I want to show them every little pit, like every little part.
Right. And you're so good at
from.
noticing like not even like the main highlights, but you like to look for the things that are like not something that everybody's going to. Like you have things that are like
Sure.
No, you do. You do. You and Daniel are both very good about that. You guys find beauty in like some of the most random things, but truly like they're so cool. Like it's things that like I love going.
I'm a detail person.
I was about to say I love going to the parks with you because you really you do so well at encouraging, and I don't mean just like at Disney, but just in life in general. You're like slow the pace down and like absorb the details.
Yes, I think it's really important, especially because you have so many things going on. I mean, you have Genie Plus,
right?
And you have all of these rides that you need to get to, and if you're visiting and you only have a certain amount of days, that's not a lot of time to be able to go and do. And so I feel like everyone gets so focused in, and I think that's important. I think it's so important to be able to go and do everything you want to do. But it's also really, really nice to just stop and slow down and like just take it in.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy that we have something that we're able to go and experience.
Yeah.
And we go often.
Right.
And like it's just really important to take time to stop and look around and like look at all the details, because so much passion went into the parks to be created, and so many little things.
Yeah.
We were talking about Dinoland, and we ended up going through just recently to kind of like start the goodbyes, which I'm unprepared for. I can't even. But as we did that, it just made me realize how much I took for granted Dinoland all this time, and I thought I didn't.
Right.
And we had walked out of Animal Kingdom because we spent literally all day in Dinoland just enjoying it.
Yeah.
And it just was like, oh gosh, I can't believe that now we're going to lose something that has so much detail. Restaurantosaurus.
Oh, it's wild.
I'm on a tangent, but listen.
Yeah.
Restaurantosaurus has it's just one of the coolest restaurants on Walt Disney World property. I don't think that I even took the time fully to enjoy it until the other day.
Yeah.
Where it has so many different rooms.
Yeah.
It has so many little things. It's so crazy to see.
Yeah.
And like
the details are incredible.
We're going to lose it.
Yeah.
And now I'm like,
it's sad for sure. This does touch on a piece of the news that is. We have a lot of news to talk about today. So much to get into.
All we've talked about is me and Starbucks.
That's okay.
Hooray!
Welcome to that track. But the this Christmas, and I don't know the dates off the top of my head, which is fine. But during this holiday season, Santa is going to be meeting in Dinoland, which his setup, like they released a piece of concept art for this. It looks so good, and it looks so on brand with Dinoland. And I love this so much, but it also makes me so sad because I'm like, why are you doing this to us? Like,
no, but you know what though? I'm glad.
Yeah, me too.
They're like, you know what? Let's make a last hurrah.
Yeah.
Let's do it up. We're gonna have it's like a little holiday party. I want to know what Dr. Seeker is asking for Christmas. I need to know.
Do you think Santa will know? Do you think we can ask him? Probably.
I mean, he better know. He's supposed to be checking the list.
True.
Twice.
True.
So
he should have that
probably
information.
Know, you know.
I'm
very excited for that.
I want to pull up the dates because that's one piece of news that we did get this week. Dinoland USA, we did find out is not closing, and only a portion of it is closing in January.
January 1st.
Is it January 1st? I thought it was January 1st or January 5th. And what's closing is, so Dinosaur, the attraction Dinosaur, will stay open for now. We don't know a closing date for that.
It's a phased closing.
You know what? I think it's January 11th. Something tells me it's...
We're getting reports.
Oh.
January 13th.
January 13th. That is...
I am a liar.
I knew it was a little bit later because I knew that it was after Marathon weekend.
Okay, good.
And last year during the marathon, we stopped and rode Triceratops Spin. So I'm wondering if like we should do that again this year, just because like last opportunity.
Yeah.
But Triceratops Spin, all of like Chester and Hester's, all of that will be closing. And like the games, like the carnival games, all of that will close down. It's going to be really sad.
Are we going to still have the store? That's one of my, it's like the best
I don't know,
store.
but the store is also such a great space for details. Like the details at the top of the store is like old school Disney stores.
It's incredible. They also have like, if you really, we actually probably were in there for about an hour, I would say. And I know that that's crazy because that's a very small space. But if you look at everything, they had postcards that I never had even seen. There's like little hand drawings that the Imagineers had made.
Yeah.
Like, it's
so detailed.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's one of the, as far as details goes, it's one of the best lands at Walt Disney World with the details that are incorporated into it. But I'm sad to see it go, but I'm very much looking forward to Tropical Americas. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's gonna look great,
right?
And I think that they will do it justice. I think it'll look really good. But it's just sad. I love a kitschy, fun.
Yeah, and they do that so well in Dinoland. But I am excited that we're gonna get the holidays in Dinoland as well. Like, I think the holidays in Dinoland, like the decorations are fun. So. Well,
we still have the Donald's Dino Bash.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donald's Dino Bash, and that was supposed to only be for a summer in 20.
Right, and it's stuck because it was an actual event. Like, it was like a thing that they did.
Yeah, it was supposed to be just for the summer, and I'm so glad
never
that
went
they
away.
kept it going because how can we not have Chip and Dale in their cute little dinosaur?
Well, I want, and I guess this existed at one time, but Chip and Dale plush in those costumes.
Yeah.
Like, I want them to bring back like vintage Dinoland merchandise so that we can buy it before it goes.
Don't say that's vintage.
Okay, but it's
Don't say
we're
that's
vintage.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But anyways, it's sad to see it go. I'm excited for what's to come, but I am glad that it's like going out with like a bang. Like, it's like it's gonna be a fun holiday season during.
Well, we can enjoy it as much as we can.
Right.
And take in all
the
of
details.
those magical little details.
Anyways, we just went off on a whole tangent. Going back to details, you and Daniel, I was saying you guys do such a good job of paying attention to the details, but I feel like part of that, and it like translates through the content that you produce for sure, because you have such an eye for things. Like the videos that you put out, you like show videos on your stories that I'm just like, there's not many people who would pause to look at the angle of things that you would look at, and you do a very good job of capturing those things, which I know you pride yourself in, for sure.
I do.
Yeah. But
I care a lot about it.
I feel like that's what started Magic and Wishes for you.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, like quite literally.
It's so funny because I don't talk about like Magic and Wishes often.
Right.
I don't, like, not in this way.
Right.
I guess, or you know what I mean. Pretty much what started it was I was at Magic Kingdom with Daniel, and it was nighttime. We were watching Wishes.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
The best. And I had taken a photo. It's one of my favorite fireworks spots is right at Mad Tea Party, Teacups. And it's between the trees, and you can see the fireworks through the trees, and it's so beautiful. It's just framed really, really pretty. And I just love to watch from there. And I ended up taking a picture of the fireworks from that, and I was like, oh, I love this photo. I'm so excited for this photo. And I had always had, normal social media, normal Instagram, right? Just like posting whatever life.
Right.
And I remember talking to Daniel, being like, I really want to share like this cool photo.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about all the things that I love about theme parks. And I just have such a passion for theme parks and for parks in general. It's one of those things that I've always had and I've always loved. And at that time, it was 2015, and that kind of Instagram was starting. Like, it was just starting to become a thing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, I'm just going to do it. And Daniel did think up, I have to give him the props. He thought up Magic and Wishes, and I loved it. I was so excited. I was like, oh, this is perfect. And I can just talk about all the things that I am passionate about and I love. And And like I was hoping to find people that also loved it, so we could just like talk and chat about it.
Yeah.
There was no thoughts of ever doing anything that I'm doing now in any way. It was literally just I just wanted to talk about the parks.
No, yeah.
And so...
Because at the time, like in 2015, Instagram was just a social media platform. And social media at the time was like just connecting with friends.
Yeah,
like it was not, no one was marketing, no one was monetizing social media at that point.
Well, I mean, other than YouTube, I'd say.
Right.
Yeah, but that I feel like that was, that's kind of like the start of it,
right?
Right. But yeah, and
not on Instagram. No, companies had not like really figured out. There were not like creator events, and there were not like.
No.
If anything, the way that it really started was like small shops. I feel like it started with.
Yeah, I would say like I feel like 2015, 2016, you really started to like see them pop up, and then I feel like 2017, 2018, boom. That was like definite moment. Everyone was wanting to make, Disney accounts, and then that continued. I mean, you still see just so many. It's so funny because it's one of those things where like I just wanted to talk about
Disney.
And I just want to talk about the parks, and now there's so many people that you can do that with,
right?
And I just think that that's really special and really exciting, and it's cool to see so many people.
Obi's ready for his moment. For those of you who are listening, Obi has jumped on the couch and is wants
just
to say
hanging.
Hello to everybody. But yeah, so that's amazing, and I remember watching you create that account. I remember watching like that account really start to take off. Like it started to become so successful in terms of like, and one of the coolest things about your account is that like who you are on the internet is 1000% who you are in person, and knowing you before like Magic and Wishes. Magic and Wishes.
That is actually how you pronounce it.
But knowing you before Magic and Wishes existed, I feel like I'm qualified to say that. But like, you are like who you are on the internet is who you are in person, 1000%.
I tried to be.
But I think that that's why you also have found so much success with your account, because
I don't think I'm that successful.
You are.
I'm just here.
Okay, stop.
I'm just here having a good time.
Okay, stop. This Magic and Wishes was literally invited and worked with.
Don't sit here.
No, I'm gonna hype you up. You were with Disney Store. I was literally checking Allison's account during D23 because she had like the ability to get exclusive access to go look at all of the merchandise that was getting like released during D23 at the Disney Store, and I was like, I know that was a very proud moment for yourself, obviously, but I was like hyping you up for sure. I was just like, I know her, like this is the coolest thing ever. But to think about the fact that in like 2015 you literally shared a photo of fireworks, and to like see what that has like turned into. Yeah, and to have the like the blessed ability to work with Disney Store and like when they're releasing.
It's one of those things where like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get that.
And I just feel very grateful about it, and I just don't know. It's one of those things where I don't fully understand.
Yeah.
It's, when you get into the why me
right.
type of thing. But I do work really hard, but I really don't ever give myself props for anything.
But Tim does the same thing, and I'm just like, no, you need to give yourself props for it, because yes, you work very hard and you humbly approach the things that you do, which is incredible, but you crush it, and like you do so well. Oh, Bruce has entered the chat now. Bruce is my dog for those listening.
It's the shark.
Yeah, that is who he's named after.
I know.
And he has that type of personality, let me tell you. But no, truly, like, your humble approach to it also connects with so many people, because there are a lot of people in this space, and not a lot of people take that same approach. And it's kind of unfortunate to see sometimes, for sure. But, like, authenticity and humbleness are two things that are going to carry people so far, and you do them both so well. And I know that, like, your response to that is like, thanks, like.
Well, thank you.
You're like, yeah, I'm so humble. But truly, it's been such a like blessing to see, like, how you've grown, and I think not just too as like not just in oh, my account has grown in numbers, but how it's also like grown you as a person as well. Like getting to experience those things has also shaped who you are as an individual.
Yeah, for sure.
And your passions have like come out like through this experience as well.
Well, and I feel like I've learned a lot. I also think that I do have to put like Daniel is also a part of this too.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I wouldn't know as much as I do, and I feel like we both have such a passion for the parks. I'm talking about Daniel. He's off screen.
Yeah, but he's here.
He's here. But yeah,
Seen but not heard.
He's continuing to be who Daniel is, and he's like producing the show for us right now.
But
I'm just glad I have all this recorded.
You cut these bits. I'll send them to you.
But he has, you know, we both have such a passion for the parks, and like I feel like we kind of just feed that into each other as well. And like he knows so much, and he's been able to, you know, like he has such a passion for the history, and that has then made me have passion for the history and made me appreciate so much more. And I feel like that also gets brought into Magic and Wishes stuff, because I love to go and, you know, into vintage shops, and I loved looking for Disney vintage, and we do a lot of antiquing, and even just going around the parks and seeing all of the little things that we know are from the past that are still here. And, you know, I just think I wouldn't have that type of appreciation, I don't think, without Daniel, and I wouldn't have Magic and Wishes without Daniel.
Truly.
So,
well, I love it because I feel like I have also had the privilege of like obviously getting to know Daniel really well. Daniel and I are both very big Miami Hurricanes fans, and the first time that I don't think it was the first time that I met Daniel, but it was like maybe one of the first times that I met Daniel. I have season tickets. We've talked about this on the podcast before. And I go to a lot of Miami Hurricanes games. And so I told Daniel, I was like, hey, like, I know you're a Canes fan. Do you want to drive to Miami with me? And literally, like, we didn't know each other that well, but we literally got in the car, drove 3.5 hours, went to the game, and then drove 3.5 hours back, and like talked the entire time. There was never like awkward silence. It was just like, and again, it goes to, and I felt like I kind of already knew Daniel because I was watching him in your stories. And it goes back to authenticity, like who Daniel is on the internet is exactly who Daniel is in person as well.
He's always got the quips.
Yeah.
He's very quick.
But he also does like have such a deep appreciation for like history and details, and like both of you, it's just so cool, and it's captivating to watch that, especially like when you go to antique stores to like find certain things. Again, it goes back to finding this beauty in things that people would normally just like skip right over. I feel like you guys do that so well.
Well, I think then that's the goal.
Yeah.
That's my goal, is to hopefully have people be able to not just follow along, but I want you to feel like you're there with me. Yeah. To then, I also want you to see, like, I want you to appreciate the same thing that I am really excited about, so that we can be really excited together, and then just like get excited.
Yeah, and like excitement is something that you do. Like that is just how you approach life. Like
I also just say excited a lot.
Yeah, you're excited about a lot of things.
I don't have a good amount of adjectives.
You cry a lot.
I'm not a good grammar. I do cry a lot.
Yeah, which is great. Magic and tissues is a thing. Another thing that you do. Okay, I want to get more into what you do as well. We also have news to talk about, but I also wanted to say
this is just about me,
which is fine. I'd be okay with that. But one of the things that I wanted to say too is that because of Allison's journey with Magic and Wishes, and because I was watching from afar, the only reason that I'm sitting here, I don't know, like, would we be having this conversation if I didn't have my account? I don't know. I doubt it. But like, for me personally, no, I don't mean it. I don't mean it like that. I mean like recording a Disney podcast or a theme park podcast or just whatever this is labeled as.
Yeah.
But
whatever it's a dog podcast.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we have already said. So
well, they have taken over. Dog. But yeah, the theme park dad, which is my Instagram account, that would not exist if it weren't for Allison. Not just because I was inspired by what you were doing, because I was watching you share these tips about the theme park space, and having grown up and had a similar experience in terms of like growing up around the parks as well, I was like, I want to share that experience too, and I could also bring like the dad's perspective. And I didn't know much about this
perspective, unfortunately.
No, but it's cool because everybody brings their own little personality to
Oh yeah.
whatever content they're putting out. At the end of the day, like, we could get invited to the same event and we're like there to talk about.
And we create completely different.
Exactly.
Things.
But that's the beauty behind it. People find things that they connect with more than others, you know? But we had coffee together. We went back to Starbucks, and this was back to where it all began in 2018. And we,
hallowed ground.
yeah, we truly, I don't know about that, but there's some dark moments at that Starbucks.
It's for the effect. That's why you have to use the voices.
Yeah. That is something you do a lot.
I do a lot of voices. I apologize already.
Again, though, like very normal for her to do in real life as well. It's just like a normal.
I just really love a good like grandma voice. I just pull that out a lot.
Yeah,
like
I love it.
Can't help it.
So
acting. That was for Daniel.
But yeah, we sat down at Starbucks together, and I said, I want to do this. Like, I want to make an account, and I want to like share our experiences as a family, share my experiences as a dad. We had Luke at the time. It was in 2018, so Luke was almost 2, and you came up with an Instagram handle for me at the time. It was Dreamin' Disney Dad. Clever, brilliant. I miss it sometimes.
Why?
I don't know. I love that handle. That was special. That's where I started. Those are my roots.
Yeah. I've never changed my name.
Whatever.
I'm just kidding.
I think like as the account grew.
You have to.
Disney doesn't love their name being in a lot of accounts.
Yeah, but even then, if it wasn't even about that, I mean, you still talk about multiple.
Well, exactly.
Parks. It's not just one. So.
Right. And I don't want to be like at Universal being like Dreamin' Disney Dad here, you know, or like.
Listen. What are you gonna do?
But so yeah, so we sat down. She came up with Dreamin' Disney Dad. She was like showing me the ropes. She was like helping me figure out like who do I follow, like, you know, all of those things. And it's cool. It's cool that like that conversation, which was 6 years ago, over 6 years ago, 6.5 years ago, has like led us to be able to sit down in my living room recording a podcast that I'm on with a friend. And it's just wild. It's crazy to think about like what got us to this point and like how are we here. I had those.
What am I even doing?
Yeah, I have those thoughts a lot, like sitting at a creator event or like going to D23 and just getting to experience that in the way that we both got to experience that. Very different experiences, but like just so many pinch me moments of like, how is this our life right now? You know, so thank you for that. I appreciate it.
It was all me.
It really was.
You heard it here, folks.
Magic and wishes.
I'm so sorry. No, no, I'm just kidding.
I know. But
only you do.
Oh dear. So is there anything else that you want to? Oh, there's one. Yeah, you got to talk about that.
Okay, okay, here's the deal. 5 years ago, 2019, I'm setting the scene. Think about it. Disney Springs. First of all, me and Daniel really love to go see new merch. And that was just already what we would do. We would literally go to the parks. We love going through the stores. And we would just naturally be like, oh, that's new. Oh, that's new. Oh, I like this, you know, so on and so forth, just to each other. And in 2019, I was like, you know, I really want to do this, but I want to talk about what's new, what I'm excited about for merch. And I want to try to like make it a thing. Like I want to do it, you know, every week. And so I decided the name would be hashtag. I made a hashtag, but it's Take My Money Tuesday.
Brilliant. Truly brilliant. No, seriously.
I don't know.
It's so good. The alliteration is fantastic.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I just really, really love to see what they're doing in merch. I've worked in retail and I work in e-commerce now, and I care so much about like the way the product gets made, and I love the whole like process of everything. I wanted to be a buyer when I was growing up, like in retail and stuff. And I just think it's so cool to see what kind of choices are made with the merchandise that is made.
Yeah.
And so I would just get really excited to see new merch. And so ever since then, almost every Tuesday, I do have to say I do throw in a watch out wallet Wednesday every once in a while, because Tuesdays sometimes
We love a curveball.
just sometimes on a Tuesday I want to sleep and I can't be doing this. I just want to work all day and go to bed
and be done
and not think about it. So a Wednesday, well, I got to do it. But I have been doing Take My Money Tuesday officially. It was 5 years.
Wild.
September, yeah.
Yeah.
September, one of the Septembers.
It was like
in September, it was 5 years.
Yeah.
And I did like a whole thing where I did all the parks.
You park hopped.
And that was really fun. But what I do for Take My Money Tuesday is I usually go to one of the parks, Disney Springs. I'll randomly throw in like Box Lunch, Target, different places. And I'll go and see what's new and what I'm excited about. And I'll share, the details of the product, and, I'll give the price. And honestly, I just talk about it. I just am like, I'm excited to talk about it. And hopefully that means that someone will message me, and then we can like get excited together. About it together.
Which is a lot of times me.
And be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. A lot of times I'm like, oh, well, gonna have to go buy that.
Yeah.
And truly I am influenced.
It's really fun because it's something that we naturally did.
Yeah.
And so it was just something really fun to start doing. And it's so crazy because I can't believe it's
wild.
5 years.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like that whatsoever. And I'm just
but
continuing on.
A couple things.
Just will continue.
The excitement that you have for that merch is what is so captivating about watching Take My Money Tuesday, because again, people like, I feel like I'm there with you at these stores getting excited about it.
I only do it on stories too.
Right.
I feel like I need to do more. I just am lazy. I'm just straight up lazy.
It takes a lot. Editing is hard. It's a lot of work.
It's funny because I really love to do it. I just hate
you got to like get there.
Game.
Yeah.
It's the sitting there and you're either scrolling or you're watching a TV show or whatever, and you're like, man, I really got to do that. I really want to do that.
Yeah.
No.
It's hard.
I'm not going to do that. No. I'm just going to sit here and continue to do
that.
And
it's like mentally draining sometimes, honestly. I get it. I have to do it all the time. I do it for work. So.
Oh yeah.
But
I think I put a lot of my mental energy into my work day.
Yeah.
And then when I want to do any like Magic and Wishes stuff, I have to then like
motivate
try
yourself.
To gather more energy to do it. I try to,
I'm the same way. I mean, my full-time job now is working for a company, and I'm helping so much in content creation. So then when I get to the end of the day and I'm like, what do I have left for the theme park dad? And it's hard. It's exhausting sometimes.
Yeah.
But that is because we work full-time jobs that are not content creation. Like Magic and Wishes is not your full
like
well, it's not your full-time job either. But the consistency with Take My Money Tuesday is absolutely incredible, and it's really, I think, what got you.
That's been consistent.
No, I mean, no, just you as a human being has been so consistent on the app in general. Like, to be having done this for almost 10 years is absolutely wild. But I think also because you have such a passion for merch is why you got to go do what you got to do during D23. You got to work with Disney and see merchandise before everybody else.
Was like a bucket list.
Yeah, cool. Absolutely incredible.
I could actually just
be done.
Get right on out of here. Just hop right
this
on
is
out
it.
of here. That was total bucket list.
With Take My Money Tuesday, another thing that I wanted to say too, just to give you more kudos, but
you can't be doing this.
Yeah, I love it.
No,
my goal is for you to cry. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, take that as
Tears.
a soundbite. My goal is for you to cry.
I will say that we'll go back to that. Another thought there.
We'll get back
to the tears.
Yeah.
I remember watching you through the pandemic be consistent with Take My Money Tuesday, And that
and
was
not going anywhere because we stayed home for
yeah.
so long.
Well, yeah, and so many of us did, but like you did so well with that as well. Like
I don't
that
even
was
think about those days. I just
you block them,
block that right out.
which a lot of us do. But your consistency through that difficult time that brought so much joy to so many people, and you did such a good job with
I
that.
don't see it that way at all.
Oh, I do, because I was one of the
crazy.
people that was on the receiving end of that joy.
Oh.
Yeah, good job.
I was on the receiving end. You said, no,
Own it. But speaking of tears, real fast, and then we've got to get into theme park news.
No, just keep going. Just keep going.
I will say that one of my favorite moments of watching you cry was
another soundbite. Perfect for it. One of my favorite things. Watching you cry. Daniel's back there cracking his knuckles.
No, you guys were watching, you and Daniel watched all of the Avengers movies. Like all of the Marvel movies in order.
Gosh, yeah.
And
I do that with my mom too.
Yeah, but your goal was to finish all of them while Endgame was still in theaters.
Yes.
And I was like, yes, please finish. We are going to buy you tickets to this movie because I cannot wait to watch this movie. Because Francie and I went like opening night to go see it. But you guys did a really good job of like avoiding any sort of spoilers.
Yeah.
And I was just so excited to have that like theater experience with you because movies make Allison cry.
Anything.
A lot of things.
I could like, well, we're going to talk about the news and I may tear up a little bit. So
You never know.
You never know when it's going to happen.
Magic and tissues, real thing. But when you said, when we were talking about crying, Endgame was such a wonderful, beautiful experience because you sobbed.
I walked out of that theater looking like I had sweat right here around like my crew neck sweatshirt. I was wearing like a little sweatshirt and it looked like I had gone running or something. But no, it was the tears that had fallen down my face and then onto my sweatshirt. And it was amazing. I mean, that's honestly one of the best movies, and I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
I still like sob like that too.
Oh, I mean that movie gives me chills every time that I watch it. But yeah, and I most people cried. I mean, grown men left that theater sobbing like babies because it's powerful, it's moving. But anyway.
Well, and it's the scene, you know.
Yeah.
You don't want to give any spoilers just in case.
I feel like at this point, if they've not seen Endgame, like.
No,
we can spoil it.
No, are you kidding me? I'm very much a person where I don't believe in spoiling. I think that you should go into. I think that you need to like.
Oh, I hate being spoiled with things.
No preparedness. Yeah. Preparedness. You should absolutely no spoil. Like
I don't like
look
being
at
spoiled.
anything.
Yeah.
Why are we even talking about the news? That's a spoil. At this point.
Well, we're giving very high level
no
concepts.
reason to be here. Just go ahead and
quit listening.
Go ahead and just exit right on out of here because
you should not even be listening
here
to this
for you,
podcast
because it's a spoiler in my mind. So
we do try to avoid spoilers on this podcast, but sometimes it do be like that.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of like. If there's any pieces of media that we've watched recently that would like potentially be spoiling, I'm not going to spoil anything, but we have watched Have you watched Outer Banks? Yeah, it's not your vibe.
I don't know. I listen.
It's like a treasure hunting
show. I
show.
have like 3 shows that I constantly rewatch over and over and over again because they're comfort shows. Yeah. And I never want to get off of the comfort shows.
Is Gilmore Girls one of them?
Yeah, but it's I honestly, it's one of those ones where you kind of hate it.
No, Francie loves Gilmore Girls.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I've never seen it.
But I also hate it.
Yeah.
It's so...
Yeah. You're just like, why am I watching this again?
Well, they can be annoying. You know, I don't know. I have watched it now at least 7 times, and I will just continue to watch it. It is very good, but it also is one of those ones where you just have it on in the background at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Even though I'll catch myself being like,
you're invested. Yeah,
where
is this going?
You get you get into the mode where you just stare.
Oh yeah. I have some of those shows as well. Outer Banks has a new season out. I don't know that it would be your vibe. And then there's a show.
I don't know.
Nobody wants this, I think is what it's called. I'm butchering the name of it, but it's on Netflix and it's so good. It's like a
We don't
rom-com.
watch the same shows.
No, we don't. I don't think you would like this show either.
We don't watch
Yeah.
the same
we
shows.
we don't have the same taste in shows. But it's with Kristen Bell and Adam Brody.
Oh, I've heard. Wait, Adam Brody?
Yeah.
Is that who I like? Oh, that's not who I like.
Oh, who do you like?
Oh, wait, who?
Adrian.
Adrian Brody.
I don't think I know who that is.
You've never watched a Wes Anderson film? Oh my gosh, please.
No, this is the thing though.
Please.
This is the thing that happens often on this podcast,
I know.
where I don't know things and people get mad,
First
and
of all,
then they troll me.
they're just very aesthetic and beautiful, and obviously there's, we can't get into that.
Wait,
This
what
would
is
be,
his name?
Wes Anderson. But
Oh, I know Wes Anderson because that was
Adrian Brody. They all look the same because it's Adrian. I love Adrian Brody, Kylo Ren. Oh, what's his face?
Oh, I know who
Adam
Adrian Brody
Driver.
is.
And who else? Daniel.
You like a lot of them.
Adrian Brody was in King Kong.
Sure. I didn't watch that one.
You're like,
I didn't catch that one.
Wes Anderson also was like, there was like a trend going on for a while where it was like,
Yeah.
so and so in a Wes Anderson film, but like at Disney, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was really nice.
See, I know things.
That I really appreciated
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I loved all the shots people got. I thought that it was so good.
Brilliant, yeah. It was your type of content.
Definitely didn't make any.
No.
Nope. Nope.
Nobody likes us
I
is
have
the
this
name of the show.
wonderful thing, and it's called My Brain Wants to Hold Me Back. I personally love to hold myself back.
Yeah, which you
and
shouldn't.
Can't you telling me that ain't gonna do anything? I'm gonna continue.
We all have our things for sure.
So, yeah, I know
Yeah.
it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's me.
No, but I mean, I get that. It's hard. Again, it goes back to when you have what's left of you at the end of the day, you're like, oh man, do I have the energy
It's a
to do this?
husk
Yeah.
of a soul
Oh, geez.
of what's left
Yeah.
inside.
Oh dear, this is getting dark. We're gonna go to news
I
now.
love to get. This is my favorite part.
Here we go.
Like, let's get really, really dark. That's my favorite thing. With a smile on my face. Okay,
I love that.
Tell me the news.
Okay.
In a newscaster voice, please.
No,
Thank you.
I can't.
I'll deliver the news if you'd like.
Normally we have a button that we push, and Tim pushes it, and it goes
Beep.
dun 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 news.
Oh.
And well, the
Sorry. Oh.
you just jumped.
Here, I got it. I did. I'm so
hardcore.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
You said that actually sucks.
No. I didn't. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Daniel's signing.
News.
Thank you,
That was
Daniel.
really good.
You did a great job.
Yeah,
Thank you for
wah,
stepping in
wah.
for Tim.
Beep,
Um,
beep, 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 beep. That's the breaking
And
news.
breaking news.
Okay, well, there is a lot of breaking news
Go
to
ahead.
talk about that has broken this week.
Tell me.
Where do we begin? At the beginning of the week, they talked about Disney's made all kinds of announcements. We'll start with Disney and then we'll get to Universal,
Okay.
which is the huge news that we've got to talk
That'll
about.
be like a nice moment. You
Yeah.
got to stick around for that.
Yeah, teaser. Disney, first and foremost, has announced that the Little Mermaid show at Hollywood Studios is not going to be opening this fall. It's going to be opening in the summer of 2025.
That's fine.
Yeah, fine with it. It sounds like they're developing some fun new things. Bring it on.
Cool.
Um,
Next up.
yeah.
Breaking news. Do-do-do-do-do.
These are just small pieces, and we'll get to the bigger stuff. Big Thunder Mountain, which this is a small piece, but this is also a
feel like it's
window
pretty big.
into a big thing. Yeah. It is closing in January and will be closed for a year. It will not open again until January or sometime in 2026. Sorry. So that is wild. The fact that Big Thunder Mountain is going to be closed for an entire year is wild in and of itself to me, but it has to be because of a bigger picture.
Yeah, totally.
It could be Villain's Land.
I can't tell where things are going because I thought Cars was going to be across the way,
Oh.
and then I thought Villain's Land was go back there, but now I don't know.
Cars is
I feel
going like where Tom Sawyer Island and Rivers of America are. They're like going to fill in the river, and like
I don't like that.
I'm gonna miss
sad.
the river for sure. I'm gonna miss the aesthetic of like the
Very sad
steamboat.
about
Yeah,
that.
but you're gonna be able to walk from like Pecos to Cars.
Whoa.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I just feel, I don't know.
Yeah.
That makes me, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Well, it goes
to
back to your
see
love for
what-
details.
Yeah. Like, that'll be so exciting. But then I'm also like,
Yeah.
Sawyer's Island.
Yeah.
Like, I know everyone was like, oh, now we all care about Tom Sawyer's Island, but I really
have always cared.
for Tom Sawyer's Island. That's where Daniel and I had, when we first went to I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
oh no,
Tears.
no. When Daniel and I first went to Magic Kingdom together, it was our first spot that we went to.
Like on your first date?
Well,
No, your first date was at Grand Floridian. Is it
Yes.
weird that I know this?
yes, that's a longer story. We won't get into that.
Yeah, one
it's
day.
A,
She'll
it's
come
a
back.
magical story,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, we went to Magic Kingdom, and that was like our first spot we went to. So I don't know, I just have always loved Tom Sawyer's Island.
Yeah.
And
I
now,
love that. So,
but it's okay.
yeah.
It's okay.
Well,
We'll deal.
big.
There ain't no stopping it.
No, it's on
No
its
matter
way.
what I say, it doesn't matter.
And I think that Big Thunder Mountain closing for a year, the way that Disney has announced it is that it's because of refurbishment that's taking place with Big Thunder Mountain, which I think they will add some cool new things to Big Thunder Mountain. But it also, to me, has to have to do with like either Villains Land or this new Cars Land.
Whatever's going on back there, that's the reason why.
So sad that it's going to be gone for a year. I really will miss it for a year. Like Big Thunder Mountain is
love
like go-to
Thunder
for our family. Yeah.
I think that's going to affect like a lot of people's vacations too.
Yeah, I think so too. I think a lot of people are probably sad that they have not had the opportunity to come back to Walt Disney World to ride it before it closes for a year.
Yeah,
But it's not
it'll
going
open
anywhere.
back up, so.
Well, and when it does open back up, one thing in particular that I'm hoping that we get is, and this exists over at Disneyland when you ride,
yeah,
when you're going up the climb and you see like that the railroad track has like broken, there's like dynamites going up, and it's like such a simple effect, but I love it so much.
yeah.
Give
I
us
have
that.
to sneeze.
You can sneeze.
Okay, we're good.
So I hope that we get the dynamites. That would be nice. I would like that.
Yeah, I mean, I personally love our Big Thunder,
I like ours.
but I do really love that
Yeah.
the climbing up scene from Disneyland.
I
think
like
it's really
the
beautiful.
location of our Big Thunder Mountain more than I like their location of Big Thunder Mountain.
Oh, I love the. Oh, I like. Yeah. I mean, we have again different types of views.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we have
you
better views.
Yeah, I know, but I like the way that you can see. I like the way that their track comes around near the walking path because
Yeah.
it's such a beautiful. Like that is such a cool place. I'm a big fan of that. I
Yeah.
love seeing like when cars go by, like the cars on a track
Yeah.
go by. I really love that. I could
Me
sit
too.
here and watch them all day long. So.
Yeah, I love Big Thunder at Disneyland, but I do think that like one of my favorite lifts and really views in all of Walt Disney World is when you go up the lift on our Big Thunder Mountain and you look to your right and you can see Cinderella Castle off in the distance.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So good.
I gotta think of that. I
Um,
don't know what is my favorite.
like lifts or viewpoints.
I mean, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, right
So
before you
good.
fall, is so beautiful because
Yeah.
you can see it. Oh, gorgeous.
And Dahlia Lounge.
Oh yeah, just Dahlia Lounge in general. Get me on up there.
Yeah,
I love it
it's
there.
the best.
It is the best. Although the dang sandwiches
Yeah.
are gone.
Your bocadillo.
It were very good.
You loved that so much.
But it's okay because they do have the Cafe Bonbon,
Yeah.
the best
For-
best coffee.
Dahlia Lounge
Espresso.
is a
Delicious.
lounge that is at the top of Grand Casino Tower at Coronado Springs, and it is amazing. If you ever get the chance to check it out, it's one of like
It is. It's my favorite.
it's one of our
lounge.
fun like hangout spots. Like
Yeah.
if we stay at Coronado, I'll text Allison and Daniel and be like, "Yo, let's go chill at Dahlia Lounge."
Let's go up to the top.
Yep.
Straight to the top.
Yeah. It's so good. So that'll transition well into this piece of news, and this was a big piece of news that broke this week. With Big Thunder Mountain closing, that's an attraction that's closing that you will no longer be able to use a lightning lane for. And this is gonna
Dun dun dun.
this is some news that like really like shook up the Disney world a little bit this week. But Disney has announced, and they made this announcement in the middle of the night, which is so bizarre to me.
Perfect timing,
Yeah.
really.
But we have a new Lightning Lane called Lightning Lane Premier Pass. It's going to begin on October 30th. It's going to be available at both Walt Disney World. I think it's actually starting a little bit earlier for Disneyland. I want to say it's October 23rd in Disneyland. But this
I don't know what this is.
this pass, sorry, what, Daniel?
Stop! He does this.
I'm trying to get
Daniel is over
You're doing
here.
baseball signals.
Daniel's
right?
over here trying to do baseball. So
look at me
guess
and
what?
I'm doing this so that you'll fix your hair.
Oh, is my hair messed up?
There you go.
Sorry. Sorry.
Keep that in.
Here's the thing.
I'll edit
Daniel's
that
over here trying to give me baseball.
He literally is
signals.
doing
He's an
baseball.
umpire.
Yeah, I was like,
Help.
I don't
What
know
about
he's-
lightning?
First of all he has to do is be like,
You, because you're not
Is it
looking
messed
at
up?
me. No, it's fine. Now I'm trying to get
Go
your
ahead.
attention.
proud of you.
continue on.
Production.
Tell me about the premiere.
Anyways, so Lightning Lane Premiere Pass, it's starting October 30th at Walt Disney World. I think it's like a week earlier over at Disneyland. The pricing is it varies drastically between parks, and it also varies drastically between Disneyland and Walt Disney World. So, Lightning Lane Premiere Pass, the prices are going to vary very drastically. And at launch, the prices will range from $129 to $449 per pass plus tax. And so that breaks down into individual parks. And I'm speaking specifically about Walt Disney World right now. But what that's going to do is it's going to give you access to every Lightning Lane attraction that exists at that park. So the cheapest options are going to be at that $129 range. And that's going to be for Animal Kingdom because there's not as many Lightning Lanes at Animal Kingdom. Right. But the most expensive would be Magic Kingdom because Magic Kingdom has that many more attractions that have Lightning Lane access. And it could get up to $449 for that pass. This is very similar to the Express Pass at Universal where like you don't have to book a time. You can just go to the attraction, assuming that it's open, and use your Lightning Lane for that attraction. You get one Lightning Lane per attraction that has the ability to have a Lightning Lane at that park, and it's not a park hopper. Like, you can't buy it for multiple parks. You can only buy it...
Can't?
No.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you can only buy it
So,
for...
Only if you're staying like really for the full day.
Right.
Are you going to really get your money's
Right.
worth?
And it's at Walt Disney World. It's only available. It's available to everyone at Disneyland when it starts, and then at Walt Disney World, it's only available to deluxe resort
Deluxe
guests.
DVC resort villas.
Yeah. Oh, and I think Swan and Dolphin is included in that as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So they are. I have the list of resorts in front of me, which is really cool. It's very expensive. $449 per person.
Well, I never bought the Genie Plus in the first place.
For $30.
For $30,
Right.
Because that was too expensive.
Right. Well, I think a lot of people have. That's a big decision for people to make just to buy multi-pass sometimes. Like for a family of 4, adding a $30 expense per person on top of everything else that you're spending at Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
It's definitely pricey, and it's definitely, I think, something for people who want that exclusive experience. Like, if they can, like, I imagine on days like Christmas Day will be $449 at Magic Kingdom.
Well, it is definitely, they have in the fine print, like, select days.
Right.
So I feel like
But
that's not going to be fully the norm.
The lowest, though, at Magic Kingdom is $329.
Yeah. I just feel like that's so...
It's so expensive.
Just, I don't know who's going to be able...
I think that there are people...
I know who's going to be able to do
Yeah,
it. But,
I think-
I guess normal families. That
Yeah,
are
I think
coming
like an
in
average
kind of
family, like a lot of people who operate on like middle class America is what I'm thinking of here.
I'm not going to be able to do that.
Yeah,
my family wouldn't be able to do that.
No, I don't think many families will be able to. I think it's going to be
It
like
makes me very sad.
an exclusive option. Here's the thing, and I think like it's unfortunate, but I think like Disney has sort of done this to themselves where I wish that this Premier Pass, the way that it works, where if you pay a flat price and you have access to whatever Lightning Lane throughout the day, but you get one like Lightning Lane for every attraction. I wish that existed before multipass existed.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I wish that was how the system worked beforehand.
Yeah, in the first place.
Yeah, and then they could have priced it appropriately in terms of, and when I say appropriately, this is like my personal opinion, but like similar to the way that Universal prices things.
Yeah, that's.
And an Express Pass at Universal is not cheap. Like it's over $100.
I've never gotten Express there.
Right.
It's the same for Busch Gardens too.
Right.
Busch Gardens offers Quick Queue and.
Right. Again, pricey.
Yeah, it's pricey.
But for a family who's coming to the parks,
and if they want to ride rides,
right, it's a good option.
Yeah.
And and I get why that would be important. It's hard for us to relate to that a lot of times because we live locally and we can ride rides whenever we want to. So if we see that a queue is low, we'll hop on and ride.
Yeah.
If it's not low, we're like, meh, whatever.
I'm just happy to be there.
And we can get it another time. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
If we miss it. But I still don't think it's justifiable, in my personal opinion, to spend $329 per person, even if you're coming once a year and going to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Like,
I just feel like you could strategize.
Yeah.
I'm honestly really interested to see how this will like then affect lines. Like, if there are a lot of people that end up wanting to do it,
right,
then, how does that affect the standby line? Is it going to fluctuate?
Right.
If there's not a lot of people that end up doing it, is that going to then better the standby line? Is it going to make it worse?
Right.
I'm always interested to kind of see like the effects of the decisions that are made.
Yeah.
And that'll obviously take time to see, but
yeah. They have said that it's going to be very limited like availability for these passes, which makes sense. Already they're limiting it by just specifically having it for a deluxe resort guest.
Yeah.
But and I do think that people that are paying deluxe resort pricing are people that might be able to afford something like that, because deluxe resorts are expensive. Like, so
I can't stay in the deluxe.
No, I mean, they're pricey. They are truly pricey. Like, we've been blessed to be able to stay at them, but when we do go stay at them, sometimes it's for work. Other times it's like we're trying to find the best deal that we possibly can. Like, and it's sometimes in such an off season for them. So yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting move on Disney's behalf. I think it is very pricey, but I do think that there are people that will take advantage of it, and I think it's going to work really well for them. Like, I think that like the way that it's designed, it's going to be awesome. Like, I would love to be able to just like having
to worry about like that was the whole thing, was that you would have to worry about you're going to have to worry about choosing which one to go to and your times and stuff like that. So that'll get taken off your plate. So I think that's really nice.
Huge benefit.
I also just wish I did enjoy the fast passes.
Me too. Yeah, I do. I mean, I think everybody misses the fast pass.
I know that's like a very everyone does.
Yeah.
But it was bound to happen that there was going to be a price put to it.
Right.
And, I mean, as we continue on, just prices will continue to go.
Increase.
But people will continue to pay it. And I'm part of the problem, too.
Yeah.
I'm still going to pay my pass.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still
going. I do think there's something to be said that, like, Disney has been specific in saying that they're piloting this program, and, like, part of me wants there to be, like, I want Disney to see that some of these prices feel a little steep. Like, I want Disney to be, I don't know that it'll matter, but I do wish that, like, I don't know, in theory, the way that this thing is set up, I think it's going to work really well for a lot of people who do utilize it and can't afford to pay the pricing. Mm-hmm. And I wish that, like, we had the option to do that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
Sorry, Daniel's falling asleep in the background, so I started laughing. Go ahead.
Our production assistant is sleeping on the job.
Just being like,
our studio audience is so bored that they're going to sleep.
To be honest, I'm so sorry if you're still here after having to listen to my background, Starbucks, and then the news. If he's falling asleep,
you guys
we gotta
are
liven
too.
it up.
Yeah.
We gotta liven it up.
How do we twist this up? Do we like do this in an accent? Pull out those voices.
Hold on. Give me the next news. What's the next thing?
Oh wow, you're really doing this well.
Yes,
You've
of course.
got.
Why, yes. I don't know why I am a 40s news reporter.
Well, your accent just changed a little too.
Well, that's okay.
You were
You
very
don't
like
stick to it.
New York there. Oh, you're
just
fluid
go
in your
wherever
accent.
it goes.
Anyways, the same day that they dropped the news about this Premier Pass, and again, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about the Premier Pass because, and I know we talked about it for a while just then, but because like it's so limited to availability for people. So
yeah.
It is what it is.
We'll see how it goes.
Yep. Well, and we will see because we will not be experiencing it.
I will not.
No.
I wouldn't. No.
No, I'm not going to
no.
either. We'll see. And maybe Tim will decide to try it out, and if he does, then we'll report back and let you guys know how it goes. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be good. Like, people are going to be like, wow, that was a breeze. You know, like,
I don't know.
I got to ride everything.
Ooh.
So, the Disney Adventure, this is one of the newest cruise ships that's coming in the Disney Cruise Line fleet.
The Disney Adventure, one of the newest in the cruise fleet. It's more news coming out of the Disney Adventure.
You're doing a great
Go
job.
ahead.
Do you know where it's sailing from?
It's sailing straight from Singapore.
Good job.
Yes.
I don't want to go through and like break down every specific thing about the ship because they really gave us a lot of information.
They did. It looks so cool.
It really does. Like it takes what Disney Cruise Line is and it elevates it, in my opinion.
Well, I feel like it's the comparison to what was it? Is it Royal Caribbean?
Yeah. The original ship was not Royal Caribbean. I don't remember what it was originally, but in my mind,
It's the one with the.
It feels very Royal Caribbean to me. Like, that's the vibes that I'm getting from it.
Yeah, but there's a comparable ship from, like, a competing company.
Oh, maybe Royal Caribbean then.
Daniel? What is it called? Norwegian?
No, I think it's Royal Caribbean.
Cut this out.
Anyway.
Royal Caribbean has the Trident.
Yeah, okay. It's a Royal Caribbean ship in it, and
There's a new Royal Caribbean ship that's massive that has tons of stuff on it. That's probably what you're thinking of.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's the comparable.
Yeah.
That's what I think that they're trying to compete with.
I feel that as well.
Which I feel like you could definitely.
I'm
see
getting
the
that vibe from it.
competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star of the Seas.
Ooh,
The Star of the Seas with Royal Caribbean. Which Royal Caribbean's a great cruise line. I've cruised it before one time, and it was fantastic.
I've just been on Carnival, and I have been very lucky to have been able to go on
Disney.
2 Disney cruises.
Yeah. You're good.
But in any case,
Yeah.
I've never done Royal Caribbean, but I have heard fun things.
It's
like
great. I loved it, but my favorite cruise line is Disney Cruise.
It's amazing.
So good.
I found this is on a tangent too. I found a perfume from Anthropologie that I got the cheapest version of it in like the quick.
Yeah.
And
It
you know
smells
what I
like-
mean.
Yeah.
And it smells exactly like the inside of the Disney Cruise Line.
I love Disney Cruise.
I'll find it so you can put
Yeah, I
it
want
in
to smell
or
it.
something.
I want to sniff it.
You can sniff it on my arm right now. Like you go right ahead.
I'm okay.
Sniff me.
Oh
It's
my
kind of
goodness.
coming off. But it does smell exactly like it.
Yeah, text me the name. We'll put it in there for people
Yeah,
to see.
it does smell good.
Yeah. Or just go follow Magic and Wishes and
I'll just tell
we'll
you
talk
all about
it.
it. That's all I talk about.
Perfumes. A couple like quick highlights of this ship. First of all, they're going to have Disney Cruise Line's first ever roller coaster. Riders will test drive Tony Stark's latest Iron Cycle prototype on a thrilling high-speed circuit. I'm not going to lie, this sounds so cool, but terrifying.
No, really?
I'm terrified of
I mean,
heights.
Yeah, I mean, it would be scary, but just so fun.
It sounds like a blast.
To think of something like you're in the middle of the ocean and you're just riding this like roller. That's so crazy.
It's
That's
so wild.
Cool.
It's so cool, but like.
And I like the concept.
I think it's great. I love it. I love the idea behind it, but scary. Yeah. It's the heights. But one thing that I do better with heights is when I'm over water. So it doesn't scare me as
I
much.
for some reason that did not compute in my brain. And I was like, huh?
There's something about feeling like if I'm going to fall, which from that height, I don't want to fall. But like,
hello? Is there a ghost?
our ring light camera keeps turning off. If that's affecting your lighting, I apologize, but we'll leave it as is.
Deal with it.
Our production assistant is working on it currently.
Horrifying.
Anyways, there's a lot of like different things that are coming to this ship. There's some new shows. One of the new shows that sounds fascinating to me is called Remember, and it's a heartfelt tale of love and longing. The show stars Wally and Eve along with a colorful supporting cast, and it's like her trying to remember I read this somewhere, but it's like her trying to remember like certain things, and some of different casts from different movies are going to go like help her remember things.
Can you guess
What?
who would be in it?
Well, I know. I'm reading
Go
it.
while I'm giving. Take a guess.
We've got Coco.
Is it going to be Coco?
We've got The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, and then it says and other classic films.
I can only guess.
But I
what
love
song would be included.
Oh, remember me. Ooh, got it. But I love a crossover. Like, I love when Disney characters come together.
Yeah.
Yeah, love those moments. That sounds like a blast. Lots of new, like, lounges, Navigators Club, Hollywood Spotlight Club, Animators Palette, and Animators Table. Sounds interesting. We've got all kinds of new restaurants. Toy Story Place, Pixar Market Restaurant. There's a lot of noise that's happening in the background right now.
Right now there's like a monster.
Palo will be on the ship. Just literally, this ship is packed full of so many different dining options and activities.
Yeah.
I feel like
those have to be really long, like trips. You know, really long cruise voyages.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't do a 3-day on that thing.
No.
Like you're not going to be hitting up.
You could barely scrape the surface of it. I would say like at least a week.
Yeah.
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 Do we know? So is it just visiting Singapore, or that's technically I think where it's
leaving
out of, right? Do we know where it visits?
I don't know. No.
We'll find out.
Yeah, TBD. But yeah, so that's exciting. This ship sounds amazing. I don't know that I'm going to be getting on the adventure anytime soon because I'd have to travel to Singapore to get there. So
I would, of course. Who wouldn't love it?
Would love it.
I would love to go.
Would love it, but
I'm probably never going to be able to go. But a girl can dream.
We can dream. We can dream about it. So those are some big Disney news pieces, and we'll just wrap this up with the biggest news that we got this week, and that is we officially have our opening date for Epic Universe. Wild. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe that we actually have a date to look forward to. I know that you particularly are excited about this. Universal is like your baby, so
I know.
yeah.
I love I've sat here and been like, I love Busch Gardens. I love Walt Disney
No, but you
World.
do.
I really do love Universal so much. There's just something about it. And I walk in and I just have so many memories, and it makes me so happy. It's funny because I love Universal, but my favorite Walt Disney World park is Hollywood Studios, and obviously very similar, especially just within like the Hollywood areas.
Vibes.
And I love it so much, and it makes me so happy and so proud of Universal.
Me too.
I cannot believe that we're going to be able to experience Epic Universe.
I know.
So much sooner.
So May 22nd.
May 22nd.
I know. It's wild. It's such a good timing though, because it's going to be opening like right ahead of Memorial Day, right ahead of like the kickoff to summer.
Yeah.
It's going to be so busy at Universal this summer.
It's just going to be busy in Florida, I think, in general.
Yeah, but I am thrilled. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to experience everything that is going to be in this park. Like, we have been looking forward to these lands for so long. And to the idea that in May we're going to get to finally do it, or maybe not May, because I think it's going to be very crowded and it might be hard to get in.
Yeah. My birthday is in August, and so my goal would be to be able to go
by August.
In August, yeah, have like an Epic Universe birthday.
So cool.
I love staying at the Universal resorts. One, they're a lot more inexpensive, which is nice, and they're great. But especially for my birthday, I end up doing that a lot.
Yeah.
And oh my, just a nice little birthday Epic Universe.
But I do feel so honored to just be able to like live this experience, to be able to be around for the opening of a brand new theme park is so exciting.
This is Islands of Adventure, so.
Yeah.
Date myself.
Yeah.
Islands of Adventure opens. Obviously, I wasn't there for that time. You know, I was very young.
Yeah.
But I now look at like any of the videos or photos that I had seen from Islands of Adventure opening, and I think about how we can walk into a preview center right now,
right? And
it makes me like tear up. I think that is so special. There's been preview centers for, you know, when Walt Disney World was about to open, there was a preview center, and I just think I think that that's a really like special rite of passage for brand new theme parks to come through, and you get to learn so much about them. And like, I have absolutely loved the way Universal has promoted.
Oh, fantastic!
All like
their marketing
all of their
has been
information.
brilliant.
They're also so passionate.
Yeah.
And I feel like I feel like I'm being seen.
Yeah.
Because they're so passionate, and then that makes me feel so good that they're putting in all of their love and care into a park.
Yeah.
Because that's all I would want to do, and that's all I want to see, and it just is really cool to actually know that's what they're doing, and it's so cool.
And I think it's gonna we're gonna see that come to fruition when we finally get to walk into this park. Like, they have put so much energy into this thing, and I can't wait to do it. And like you were saying, like, I don't remember Islands of Adventure opening as much. I was around for it.
Yeah. Well, we also, again, we're just like really big into theme park history. So
yeah.
We just look into this stuff.
Well, I do remember because Animal Kingdom opened around that time period, late 90s.
Yeah.
And so I went. Yeah, I went the first
Yeah.
year that Animal Kingdom opened. Like, we went the first month that it opened. And I was too young to like fully appreciate like the history that I was experiencing, for sure. But to know that like my kids will get to experience the opening of this brand new park, and then to think about the fact that like their kids one day are going to be able to be like, my dad was at the opening of Epic Universe, you know, like it's wild to me. It's
cool.
So cool to think about. Yeah. And I just cannot wait. And we've talked about the lands, like, as those have been revealed. It's been fun to like on this podcast talk about each land as we got more information about it. Yeah. But now to know that in May people will get to experience this for the first time, it's very exciting.
That's also so quick.
I know.
I was not expecting that at all. I was thinking late summer for sure. But like, we know that they've been testing, and it just already looks exciting just from what you see from like those from the people that like they capture those videos from afar.
Right.
And like, it's funny because I'm so excited to just see like Celestial.
Yeah, me too.
Like what is Celestial Gardens, Celestial Park?
Park. Yeah.
I'm so excited for original. Like, I love an IP, don't get me wrong, but to see what they will do to this beautiful space there's so much opportunity, and I love the theming already, and I can only imagine.
It's gonna be so mind-blowing. It's gonna be absolutely, it's truly gonna be, I think it's gonna be breathtaking in certain spots for sure. And I feel that way not just in Celestial Park, but just in all of the lands. Like I'm so excited for my boys to get to experience like Super Nintendo World. Like, I got to go in Hollywood, and it's amazing. But also, How to Train Your Dragon. I could go on and on about the things that I'm excited about.
You guys will just be sat here for a while.
Like, so you have been already.
Hold on to your horses. Here we go.
But I'm thrilled. It's mind-boggling that we have a date. I feel like also the announcement of the date came. I don't know when I thought it was going to come, but to me it came sooner than I was expecting. Like, it's just like bam. Like, but I think it's very brilliant on Universal's behalf, because I think as we enter into the holiday season, families are going to surprise. We're going to see a lot of TikTok videos and a lot of reels of families surprising their kids.
Epic Universe.
Yes, for Christmas.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. I think we'll see a lot of that, which is very exciting, and I can't wait. I cannot wait to just like watch people get so excited about this park, because I myself am feeling thrilled, obviously, but just watching other people find passion and joy in something like that means a lot to me as well. So it's gonna be good.
It'll be life-changing. I think we're going to all experience a very life-changing moment.
Especially for us
together.
Well, especially for all of us, and if you're listening to this, then you care about theme parks. But for those of us in the theme park space that care so much about these types of things, there's technology in this park that we're going to see for the first time.
I know.
It's going to be great. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. So stay tuned. Next week's episode, we'll talk more about like what the ticket situation looks like as we find out more about that. But obviously, we wanted to end with something epic.
Woo, 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 woo,
and talk about Epic Universe.
Sorry.
You got it. You did it.
I was just very excited. I should have known better.
Well, on that note, Allison, seriously, thank you so much for joining on that track.
Thanks for having me.
I've been wanting to have you on for a while. Literally, like, you were on my list of people that I'm like, we've got to get Allison on. I appreciate you and Daniel so much.
Daniel, come over here.
Daniel's got to make an appearance.
At the end.
Our production assistant /
He's way cooler, honestly, than me. I feel like
studio
he
audience.
just come on.
Busy working on the direction.
Bruce,
don't sit on
Bruce said,
Busy
well,
in the sound
excuse
booth.
you.
What do you have to say for yourself?
Well, you see, I'm probably very loud. I'm messing everybody's levels up here. Hello. Okay. I'm
No, stop it.
Are you excited about Epic Universe?
I am very excited about Epic Universe. I think it's been something that it's
Bruce is literally
so
licking you.
fine. I had a dirty elbow in the production booth, so I'm glad he was
Greasy
able
elbow.
to fix it. That's what they call me.
Dirty elbow.
They call me old greasy elbows. No, I think it's very exciting. It's something that, again, you guys touched on it. We've never lived through a park opening without being children. So this is super exciting. This is going to be a moment in history. I think it's important for the city of Orlando. It's important for the state of Florida. I think this is only going to foster more competition too between not just Disney and Universal, but all the parks. All theme parks everywhere. This is going to, from everything we've seen, really change the game. Another thing that's very exciting is, for the most part, all of the ride systems and everything that they've announced is not something that we really have in Florida. So not only are we getting new IP and exciting things, we're getting things...
brand new technology.
Brand new technology, but things that we don't have in the state. That's when Allison and I get to go to theme parks across the country. We've been to Hershey Park and Knott's Berry Farm and Dollywood and all sorts of different other ones. That's one of the most exciting things for me, is being able to experience it, but ride something that I've never done before. And I feel like that's what this park is really going to offer, is a lot of things that we've never done before.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
Memories to be made. We'll be venturing to Epic Universe together, I think, a lot as well. So
We'll see.
really let me in. Knock, knock.
Daniel and I will be driving this, if you're listening to this on Monday, this weekend down to Miami together because we have another game to go to.
Yeah.
And for those of you that are listening that are Florida State fans, well, best of luck.
It's a family podcast. We can't say how we really feel.
No, but in all seriousness, this is a big week for Miami fans. We have a big rivalry game this weekend. We're playing Florida State.
I don't go to those. I'm scared of them.
Allison is
They
not
get wild.
Allison is not interested. But there's an intensity between these two teams when they meet each other. I won't bore you with all of this football talk, but it's also a big week in my household because Francie is a Florida State fan, and because our teams don't like each other, we tend to try to not watch this game together. So I'm very thankful that I'll have Daniel to go down to Miami with me this weekend. And let's just say there's a different side of Nick that shows up when it comes to Miami and Florida State.
There's a
It
lot
scares
of
me.
You would be scared.
Yeah.
Another soundbite. I like to watch her cry.
It'd be scared.
Scared. Another side of Nick comes
We'll end
right
it.
on it.
We will end it on that. Thank you all so much for tracking with us, Allison and Daniel. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your work behind the scenes,
You're
Daniel.
welcome.
We appreciate you.
You did so much.
You really helped
Fixed
us out.
Got it. It was getting really hot between the couch cushions, so I'm glad I took that out.
Studio. The studio can be warm
Studio
sometimes.
was lit up.
Oh dear. Also, Tim will be back next week, and I can't wait to hear more about his cruise. And again, we'll be breaking down a lot more Epic Universe stuff. So appreciate you all. See you real soon.
Woo!